These are human beings. This is a child that was burnt to ashes. This is another one. This is number 2. This is number 3. This is number 4. Please. This is number 4. This is 5. This is 6. Now look at the skull of this one. This is 7. These are their bones. These are children that were burnt in this place. As I am counting now, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just in this room alone. Look at their bones. Look at their bones. Please zoom in these bones. These are their bones. Now in this room again. This room again. Zoom in. This is another one. 1, 2, 3. See their bones as well. They were burnt. They were all burnt to ashes.
My people, my family members, they died in this house. 11. And some died in the other store. 8. Some died here. My whole family members that died yesterday, day before yesterday, on that very day, there were 20. That is my own family members. I'm not talking about any other thing.
You know, the way things are happening in this country, in Nigeria, sometimes you wake up scared. Yeah, sometimes you wake up scared because you don't know what's going to happen next. No matter how secure you think you are, no matter how protected you think you are, trust me, the way things happen in this country, sometimes you just don't know. You have no idea. Things are just happening and it's quite scary. So I was preparing myself to come here, come do a reaction video about something that happened in Port Harcourt City over the weekend. I think it happened on Thursday or Friday, not really sure. And then lo and behold, there was this crazy news about the gruesome massacre of over 200 people in Benue State, Nigeria. And guys, you know the scariest part of this particular one? This is not the first time. It's been happening for the longest time. I was just following the news on social media, especially X, that's the X app, old Twitter. And I was seeing posts from as far back as 2014 that the people of Benue State have been terrorized back to back by herdsmen, armed herdsmen, by terrorists, by only God knows what those people are. They've been terrorized as far back as 2014. And you see, there's a particular attitude that we have in this country, right? There's a particular attitude, especially our leaders. So long as whatever form of calamity does not affect them and their loved ones, they do not give that immediate attention that such a situation requires. They don't. Every time something happens, maybe a terrorist attack, if at all they decide to release a statement, which is probably like maybe a day or two later, you will hear something like, "It is appalling. My heart bleeds. I condemn. I strongly condemn." What the hell are you always condemning? They're always condemning. Their hearts are always bleeding. They're always appalled by all of these things happening, all of these disasters, all of these terrorist attacks. They're always appalled. They always condemn. But these things are still happening. They're still happening. When will it stop? I don't know if you all have been following the news. Guys, it's just been crazy. First of all, the Pope extended his condolences to the people of Benue State before the president of Nigeria. Yeah. Guys, what kind of country is this? Was it I think it was just today that the president actually released a statement. I'm actually filming this video on a Monday, by the ways, right? So I think it was just today. And there was this video circulating of the president saying that he's going to clear off his schedule for Wednesday to go visit the people of Benue State. And this is coming after a lot of bashings on social media, a lot of drags, a lot of talks. Hey God. Guys, over 200 people. This activist, very dark man, had taken a trip down to Benue State, I think on Saturday or Sunday. I'm not really sure about the particular day. And he had, put out a video of himself, going into the different houses of the people affected. Ladies and gentlemen, I saw children burnt to ash. Adults, people curled up on the floor at their place of sleep. They were burnt. And listening to the stories, the narrations from people that were witnesses, they had said that the attack happened when it was raining heavily. It was raining, so the people were not really aware of what was happening because a lot of them were taking shelter inside their homes. So while some of these terrorists, they were battling with law enforcement, that's the Nigerian police on one end, on the other end, there was another batch of them that came from another end and meted out these attacks. They burnt down houses with people inside, men, women, children. They burnt them. There's a particular house that very dark man saw. I think they said there were about 40 people in there that were burnt down. There was another one, was it 8, 9 people? And guys, this is not hearsay. Very dark man was actually sharing the videos, and you could see the form of the ash of the burnt down people. This is not something that started today. This is something that's been going on. This is something that's been going on. And so the youths of Benue State were forced to protest. And guess what? Whilst they were protesting, was it yesterday, Sunday? Whilst they were protesting, guess what? There were helicopters hovering above them in the skies. And then tear gas was sprayed. And then I saw a particular tweet that said about 14 of them were arrested. What kind of country is this, guys? What kind of country is this? These youths are actually protesting against the indifference of the government, because I'm sorry, I don't care whatever the government is actually doing behind the scenes, but it doesn't seem like they're actually doing much. The statement that the president released, it carried so much vagueness that the governor should go and settle disputes. And I'm thinking, disputes? The continuous killings of people in Benue State, does it look like it's actually a community dispute? All of those attacks, all of those killings, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like a deliberated, carefully planned attack. Like a mission to completely eliminate every single soul that lives in most of those communities that have been attacked. It all looks deliberate. And it is scary because Benue State is not the only state that has been going through this. The other time it was Jos. The other time was it Edo State. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just different places. And it makes you wonder, are we really safe in this country? And you see, there's another thing about this government, and it's not just about this particular dispensation of government. No, I mean, even the previous dispensation, there's something about them. There's no human face to the government. There's no human face. There's a way something will happen. And in 48 hours, or even less than 48 hours, the president of that country should show his presence there to prove, you never trying to really prove much, to just show that, hey, these people actually have a leader that really cares. Show concern. But This dispensation, even the previous one, it's like they usually wait for people to drag them on social media. I mean, guys, come on. Thank God for social media. Thank God for social media. It's like they have to wait for people to complain and drag. And you know the part that is even worse in all of this, right? You see that Indian airplane crash that happened. Our president was very, very fast, very, very quick to extend his condolences. Anytime something happens on the international front, our president is very, very quick to release a statement. But when things happen in Nigeria, where he leads, where he governs, it's like he waits. And when I say he waits, I'm speaking about even the president and his spokespersons. It's like they wait. It's like they are waiting to gauge the reaction of Nigerians to see, oh, are they going to complain? Are they going to talk or not? And let's see what they're going to do first. It's like they wait. What are they waiting for? What are they waiting for? This one pained me, oh. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot of terrorist attacks in different states of Nigeria. There are even the ones that makes it to the media, there are the ones that do not make it to the media. There are even the ones that even happen, and it's like there's a gag order for media houses to not even carry the information, for media houses to not even broadcast it to the country. There's so many things actually happening, and it's scary, ladies and gentlemen, because you know what's even weird? See, it's scary because a lot of people think that, yeah, it's only going to be the northeast of Nigeria. Listen, one thing I always tell my friends or people around me is that if those terrorists have the liberty to move freely in the northeast, what is the guarantee that they're not going to move to other parts of the country and completely take over other parts of the country? Even in the West, there was a time that these herdsmen, they would invade the farmlands of most of those farmers in the West. They go there, they trample on crops, they take over people's farms, they butcher them, they machete them. So I always ask, what is your assurance? What is your guarantee that these terrorists, these herdsmen, they're not going to spread and roam around freely across other parts of Nigeria? And you see, I was watching Arise TV news this morning, where the presenters were interviewing two representatives from Benue State. I caught on to their interview late, so I don't really know who they are, and I didn't really have time to check, but they spoke profoundly, and everything they said, guys, some of them were quite shocking to me, because one of them said that if the president is saying that the governor should go and settle disputes between these armed herdsmen and their people, how is the governor even going to be able to identify where people live? That some of the intel they get is that these armed herdsmen or even terrorists, that they camp in Nasarawa State. Go and watch that news. It's still on Arise TV channel's YouTube channel, yeah? They said they camp in Nasarawa State, and it is from there they move to Benue State to come and met out their attacks. So I typed a question in their comment section. I was asking, like, is anybody thinking what I'm thinking? If indeed these herdsmen are camping in Nasarawa State or any other bordering state, any other state that is close to Benue State, how is it that the security agencies, the government of those states, i.e. Nasarawa State, how is it that they are not aware that they are actually camping terrorists in their own state? How is it that they are not aware? Or is it their security is just as weak? How is it that they are not aware? Look, guys, listen, from the way things are looking right now, yeah, it's looking like our leaders are not really bothered about the issue of insecurity. That's a huge problem in major parts of Nigeria currently. It's like they're not really bothered. It's like the only thing they are concerned about is 2027. Yeah, 2027. 2027 elections. This is 2025. But it's like their body, their souls, their spirit has left the rest of us peasant Nigerians in 2025, and they are all forward in 2027. It's all about which political party is going to get it or it's going to continue in power. Endorsement here and there. That is what is major in the media now. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. I don't know what to say, but really my heart goes out to all who has been affected in Benue State and in every other part of Nigeria. My heart goes out to them. I know that this is the usual thing that we all say. My heart goes out to them. My heart bleeds. It is appalling. Oh, I condemn. I strongly condemn. That was how the previous dispensation, they condemn, oh, to the point that condemn even disappeared from the dictionary. So I would hate to even use that word condemn because it's now very annoying, very disgusting. But my heart really goes out to them because it's really sad. It's really sad. And see here, guys, I'm going to be very, very raw right now, yeah? The part that really pains me the most is that the people of Benue State, they are armless. In other words, the kinds of weapons these terrorists possess and use to come and terrorize them, massacre them, they don't have it. They don't have it. There was this news I saw I think earlier today about, was it the governor of Katsina State that was setting up a rehabilitation school for terrorists? I think, what was that thing they were going to teach them? I saw this one on the news. And hey, I mean, this is quite debatable. Yeah, it is very much debatable. But I saw that news and it got me thinking that, okay, you're setting up rehabilitation schools for these people. So what about the hundreds, the thousands of lives that have been lost by their cold hands of death? Their cold hands of death. What about those many lives? What about the thousands, the hundreds of displaced and misplaced people? So terrorists get a second chance at life. They get to get a second chance. They get to get rehabilitation. But the hundreds and thousands of people that have been displaced and misplaced, a lot of them today are living at, what they call them, IDP camps. And if you hear the stories of many of those that are living in IDP camps, it's nothing to write home about. A lot of them are not really doing well. A lot of them have been living in IDP camps for over 3 years. But terrorists gets to get a second chance, right? They get to be pampered. They get to be fully clothed. They get to be fed. They get to be given, is it what they call amnesty or what? They get to be pampered, like, they get to be given a pat on the head. What kind of country is this? What's going on in Nigeria? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? My God. See, guys, I don't even know. How do you... There was this particular woman that I saw during the protest, as covered by a lot of, people that had their phones during the protest. This woman lost 4 children in the Benue attacks here over the weekend. She lost 4 children. How do you console someone like that? There was a particular house where they said an entire lineage was wiped out. All of them. This is not hearsay. This is not them saying, It's all, there's video evidence for all of these things. It's on Very Dark Man's page. an entire family wiped out. And our president said he's going to make out time for me. He's going to shift, he's going to shift his schedule, or how did he even put it in the statement today? Now made it look like they were forcing him to go to Benue State. He made it look like, I'm doing people of Benue State a favor by going there to go and see, to go and visit, to go and see how they are doing. See, let me not say what, see, there's something I want to say. It's at the tip of my tongue, but let me not just say it. Let me just hold my tongue. Because you know that they claim that, oh, Nigeria is a democracy, but you and I know that freedom of speech is not entirely free. Yeah, freedom of speech is quite expensive. Hence the reason I shy away from discussing politics in this community, because there's an extent to which you discuss it, and before you know it, they're looking for you, they're looking for your family, and they want to completely erase you. So let me just keep quiet. But let me say this. Without the people, who will our leaders govern? Are they going to govern skeletons? Are they going to govern blood? Huh? Are they going to govern our shadows? Because by the time all of these terrorists and all of these so-called herdsmen are done with us, what are they going to govern? Sticks and stones or sand, our blood mixed with the sand. Is that what you're going to govern? And then there was another video I saw where there were these government cars. Like, I saw, I think, about 2 or 3 government vehicles securing cattle that were grazing. Like, these cattle were on the road, on the streets of Benue, right? And then they were just passing. And then they had government vehicles protecting those cows. And then it makes you wonder, do we live in a country where the lives of cattle are more precious than the lives of actual humans? So maybe our leaders want to begin to govern cattle, maybe. And then we'll see what is left of this country. Because as it is, I'll say it, and I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. It doesn't look like there's a human face to this government. And by this government, I'm not just referring to just this government, but also even the previous government. And they need to do better. This is not about politics. This is just our reality. They need to do better. I'm going to stop talking here. Yeah, I'm going to stop talking here. But I just pray that God grants the mental fortitude and all the provisions that the people of Benue need to fight these attacks, because it's too much. And we don't know which state is next. We think all of these things are going to remain in the Northeast forever. We don't know. We don't know which state will be next. And so our government needs to wake up. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking here now. Thank you all so much for listening. Have an amazing day.